my imagination is going a little wild right now.
All right, you ready? You want to get
Yeah,
impressed?
yeah. Let's see it. Just check it out.
Here's Lipperville. So this is the beginning. That is a trade show floor, 10,000 meters, and you can see we're starting to put booths in there.
Uh
By the
huh.
end of this week, there'll be 50 booths in there.
Right.
And when you're inside, the walls close. When you're outside, you can see who's running around and what's going on in there. That's the on the bus headquarters right there.
And now, here is singer songwriter, broadcaster, audio video artist, entertainment agent, and your host. It's the master storyteller himself, James Kevin O'Connor.
Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all the way to Lipperville. That's right, we are going to the Metaverse today. We're going to San Diego, and we're going to hang out with Chris Lipper. He has created one of the first Metaverse cities, I think ever. He might be the first. He's the mayor of Lipperville out in San Diego, and it is a Metaverse. And Chris he's the most unique and amazing entrepreneur I've ever met. And you're going to find out all about it. This is my second interview with him. I haven't talked to him in years, but he is a super creative that is a coach. He helps businesses, he helps entrepreneurs, and we're going to get into the whole thing today in the Metaverse. So you better strap up your seatbelts. We're taking a ride all the way to San Diego, California to hang out in Lipperville with Chris Lipper.
Well, let's take a step back and discuss how we got there.
Yeah.
So, what I do is I coach small business owners, right? That's really what I do. And I need to remember that. And other people need to know that. And we've coached hundreds of owners, and over 40 of our owners have sold their business successfully. And we have a unique coaching way where nobody's wagging their finger at someone. What we do is we have community for entrepreneurs where we have different size buses because we're on the bus that we put different size entrepreneurs in, and they meet once a month for a 4 hour meeting, and they share challenges and opportunities and hold each other accountable to making a change by the next month's meeting. In between meetings, they get one-to-one coaching and sales training. We have sales training on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, and we use that book for that. We use the Audible copy of that book. We'll listen to the chapter and have a group conversation about it. So we do that twice a month. We have lunch and learns. We have our own networking group on Thursday afternoons, and everything has an educational theme where we're teaching people how to network better. And our groups they're not like some of the other groups that are very strict and rigid and all about time. And I've facilitated over 1,000 meetings. I know how to watch a clock. I know how to work a clock. If somebody wants a do-over, it's okay. I want them to learn to network and be better at it. And if they want to practice or do a new release in our group, fine, no problem at all. So we don't get hung up on if they went a minute versus 45 seconds or something like that.
Chris, do you
Um,
have a specific niche of business owners that you gravitate towards? Is it a full spectrum all over the place, or like who's your best client?
it's a good question. And I normally say no, and we really don't. We'll work with anyone, but anyone is no one. I'll tell you who's a really good referral for me is retired military that want to start a business. And I'll tell you why. They like guardrails. They like to know where the boundaries are, and they like to be pushed, and they like to have goals in place. And that's how we coach, right? We have behavioral goals in place, actionable items that they do to get to their goal. So like our members know when they go to a networking event, virtual or live, they have a goal when they're there of how many one-to-ones they're going to get. And when they have the one-to-one, they're coached on what that meeting looks like versus another kind of meeting, like when they're given a referral. what that meetings look like. And so again, retired military seems to do very, very well with us. Um, Companies that may want to franchise someday, that are very good at implementing systems, do well with us. Or companies that need systems do well with us. The bottom line is our owners do very, very well.
So,
And
so when you bring somebody in, you have a goal in mind. In most cases, to say we're going to build this and we're going to get it to point X, and then this is how we scale out or we sell out. Is that the plan normally?
no, you're giving me more credit than is due. Here's how it works. I find that most entrepreneurs, when they come to me, and nobody should take offense to this, but they're rudderless. They don't have a vision where they're going. They have a vision for today, next week, maybe next month, but they certainly don't have a vision to the exit. So what I do is I sit them down once they become a client, and it's all in this book. And we have a little meditation, and we picture the exit, how old they are, where they live, what kind of car they're driving, everything. And we work it from that point backwards to the current day and establish behavioral goals along the way. And then we track those, and we use their bus members to hold them accountable to hitting their own goals. So they set their goals. I don't. I'm not in that business. I'm in the business of helping them get there, establish the vision and getting there.
Now, as I recall, we had an interview a long time ago, like right when I started the show, and you were an inventor, correct?
Yeah, very good memory. Yes, I was a professional inventor for 15 years. And that's part of where this whole metaverse thing comes from. I still have that mind that strays. I get creative and I don't have a lot of places to scratch the itch. So what happens with me is I come up with a new idea, and it can be distracting.
That's what triggered that, because when you mentioned the metaverse, I said, "Oh yeah, I forgot what a super creative Chris was," and it all came back to me, like the story of the inventions you worked on, and a couple. I can't remember the specific one, but you had some really good ones. And that never leaves, though, does it? I mean, you're still doing it. You're still creating, and you've created a virtual bus. You've created a virtual city,
Yeah.
and the story continues on.
So, all right, so we'll go there now. So in 2014, one of my members said, "Oh, trade shows stink. I'm never going to do another one." And I said, "Well, maybe it's not the trade shows. Maybe you just stink at doing them. And let's figure it out. We're going to have a trade show. We'll give you a couple of classes." And I don't mean just him, but everybody who took a booth, 2 classes prior to the show. We'll do the show and then have a class afterwards to figure out what worked and what didn't. And we did that, and it was great. And then we did it again in 15 and 16. And then we were asked to do 2 a year. So we did them in June and December. And then the pandemic happened in 2020. So we canceled our June show, which was scheduled and ready to go. And that was disappointing. And I didn't want to cancel December. And I had someone in my life at the time who was very savvy with a lot of the different communication platforms like Zoom. And she said, what if we stack Zoom rooms? And we figured out a way of giving a trade show feel by stacking 40 breakout rooms on top of each other and using the different wallpapers in the background and that stuff. And it was great. And Zoom even called me up to say, "Hey, what are you doing and how are you doing it?" Because they could see the algorithms and I don't know why, but they did. And I guess maybe they saw the breakout rooms. And then, long story short, we started dabbling in the metaverse. So I wanted more of a real feel of a trade show. We tried different platforms, and some were better than others, and some worked for what I needed and others didn't. And we found one that was pretty good. And we did 10 shows in 2 years on that one. And the shows were great. But there had been some problems, and we know enough now that we're building our own city. And so Lipperville, as we're calling it for now, and it's lipperville.com, and my email is themayor@Lipperville. .com, will open on April 28th with a soft open. It'll be a small trade show. We're hoping for 50 booths. I don't know if we'll get it. It's okay if we don't get any. It's really introducing the platform. To be honest, we're going to try to break it. We want to see how many people we can get to come until it crashes. Everything we do is web-based, and that's important.
And this
I
is
can show you some background if you
is
want.
is this breaking Zoom? Is this the attempt to break the Zoom?
No. Why don't you pin my video? I don't know what you're looking at on your side, but if you pin my video, so I can show you this floor was a floor we used for a number of shows. So you can see the little avatar
Yeah,
there,
right.
and there would be a camera next to or a video next to him showing what I would look like.
Right.
So this is what we've done a number of times, and that was a show probably 3, 4 shows ago, and they're fine. You know, we get about 100 people at a time in a couple of hours on the floor. It's web-based. Nobody needs goggles or anything like that. But here's what we're growing to, and you're one of the first to see this.
It's really it's kind of amazing watching, just even your screen, what's happening here. My imagination is going a little wild right now.
Ready? You want to get impressed?
Yeah, let's see it. Just check it out.
Here's Lipperville. So this is the beginning. That is a trade show floor, 10,000 meters, and you can see we're starting to put booths in there. By the end of this week, there'll be 50 booths in there.
Right.
And when you're inside, the walls close. When you're outside, you can see who's running around and what's going on in there. That's the On the Bus headquarters right there. And this igloo-looking thing is our theater, and where we will release movies and music and all kinds of things, and that's what creates traffic. And for the traffic we want, it's to support the retailers that will be on the street.
That was going to be my next question. Who are the retailers that you would invite to this?
Who I'd invite, who would I like? My dream list?
Yeah.
Staples, AT&T, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, those types.
Okay.
People who want to reach small business owners.
Yeah.
And people who dabble in the metaverse, going to see independent films and things like that that'll be in our theater.
And where would you get the independent films?
I don't want to talk about that just yet.
Okay.
We have a deal in place where we're releasing 1,000 films a year.
Wow. Very nice. Excellent.
Yeah.
So how do you explain this, Chris, to the neophyte who comes in who has no concept about the metaverse? This is nuts. What are you talking about, metaverse? What is this? A bunch of cartoons? How do you explain it in layman's terms to somebody to say, I want to capture your imagination and just think about the possibilities of what we're doing here?
So within 10 minutes, it feels real.
Okay.
Once you're past the wow effect, you forget that you're in the metaverse, and all of a sudden you're talking to people live, and it becomes like a real thing. Now, you could be talking to someone in Sri Lanka, but you're not leaving your desk.
Right.
And the next person could be in Hawaii, and you're not leaving your desk. And they might be in the next town over, which is the weirdest of all when that happens. But
they're real people having a surreal experience in a concocted environment. No disrespect to Lipperville or the pavilion that you have there, but it's
real people having a real conversation on a real platform. For me, there's nothing made up about it.
Okay.
It's as real as this is. That's how real is this to you?
Yeah.
I'm in California, you're in New Jersey, but this feels real to me.
Yeah, don't tell anybody I'm in New Jersey. I keep that a secret.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant somewhere else, Nashville.
Well, I'm in New Jersey temporarily, That's why I say from the music city to your city. But now we're going to Lipperville. I can't wait. This is going to be very cool. So tell me a little bit, just switch gears here. You moved to California, different experience, and things started to happen. I'm getting this vibe that, a lot of things shifted in your life and changed for, I'm going to say, the better. Like you've got all these exploding new experiences, it seems. And you think it was just your time? Do you think it was the move? Do you think a lot of things just aligned in the right way? What do you think happened in your world?
Well, it's not the move because prior to that, I moved to Woodstock, New York.
Oh, love it
So
up there.
I've been pretty fluid the last couple of years. During the pandemic, in March, I shut down my New Jersey office, and it didn't take long after that, March of 2020,
Yeah,
and then it didn't take long after that till I was going. I was on the road
right.
and experiencing different places and learning a lot along the way and picking up different clients along the way and just having different exposures. It's when I wrote both my books. So I don't know. I think the answer is that I did the work.
Yeah,
I learned, and maybe because I was moving, I wasn't distracted by a lot of outside stuff. There wasn't a lot more for me to do. And I got immersed in this stuff. If it wasn't for the pandemic, none of this would have happened.
yeah, yeah. No, it's amazing how things turn like that. How did you like Woodstock?
Loved it.
Yeah,
The weather's not for me.
right.
The weather, but I love the people. I miss the people. It's a no traffic light town.
Yeah,
With
Colony
with
Arts,
great
right?
people. What?
Colony Arts. They got so many cool
Yeah.
places there. Yeah, I love Woodstock. I actually wrote a song about that town, and it was like if I was living in 1969, this is what I would have written about, and it's called Peace and Love, and Woodstock was the staple for inspiring me to write the song, and all the visits to that town. It's just such a throwback. It's so cool.
So in Lipperville, we are working on in California. When you go from city to city, they have these arched metal not banners. I don't know what the name would be, but a sign, let's call it, over the street saying the name of the town.
Okay.
So and it's cool, right? Because then you know when you're in the next town and what it is, and there's something to that. So we're doing that in Lipperville, and underneath Lipperville, it's going to say a place of peace, love, and commerce.
Nice.
And there will be no politics in Lipperville. There will be no nonsense.
All right. It's about time.
Yeah, it's my town, and we have a way of kicking people out and keeping them out.
Yeah. Is it like, armed guards, like virtual armed guards?
We have many levels of security, and I hope to not use them all. So I don't want to make it a game where people are going to, because that ruins it for everyone.
Yeah.
But we will have a station, so we'll call it a train station to keep it simple, where different metaverses can come in and out, and we can go from ours to other metaverses.
Right.
It'll be a portal station, just to geek out on you a little bit.
So you've got Lipperville coming up, very exciting. You're the mayor now. No politics in Lipperville, really like that. Sounds like you're in California to stay for a while. Sounds like you've carved out your niche there and your important place in time. You going to be there for a while, you think?
I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I miss my friends back east without a doubt. My daughters are being great and coming out here on a regular basis, and that's sweet of them and nice. And I'll end up going back east once in a while. But I'm in Southern California. I'm in San Diego. It's paradise here. It's now that the rain stopped, and I have a good music tribe that I hang with, and there's great energy there, and there's just good energy here. It's good people. The sinkholes are interesting, but it's a luxury problem. I laugh at people that get upset about the traffic they're in due to sinkholes, and it's like, dude, you're looking at palm trees.
Yeah.
Get some gratitude,
I've only been there once, Chris. I was there, I think 3 or 4 years ago for Social Media Marketing World. And I was prepared, I knew how, but when I got there, I was like, wow, this is a level that I hadn't even anticipated. Weather so perfect, and just the buildings and the sea right there. You're right on the coast. It was just
and the
amazing.
Food and the people,
Yeah.
and everything. It's paradise for me.
Yeah.
As somebody said the other day, we live in Shangri-La. And
Yeah.
again, I miss everyone back east so much. And, thank God for social media and I can see what everybody's up to and they can see what I'm up to. But when I left the Woodstock area on Christmas Eve, I think it was -7.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in Old Forge for a snowmobiling trip. My fiance loves snow. This we tried it for the first time. She likes the winter, and we got there. I think it was 14 below the night we got there. And so you're talking
Wow.
about really complete opposite of what that is. As
So I
we're
have a great sock collection, right? I have great pride in my tie-dyed socks. But
oh
I will
yeah.
tell you, my goal is, other than playing hockey, is to never wear socks again.
All right, that's a home run. So listen,
Yeah.
as we're wrapping up here, I want to just ask, what can you share with us for somebody who's been thinking about maybe a coaching program, maybe somebody who's never even been coached before, or a business owner that just heard everything that we've been talking about. What can you say to them to invite them to connect with you, to possibly allow you to help them with their business or their personal life?
Thank you for the question. Great question. So I'd like to meet with other coaches, other business coaches, because we'd like to talk to them about licensing our techniques, our books, using them, and our trade show floors, where their members could get booths and we'll teach them how to use them. Their members can come to our events. We're not going to charge them, right? So I'd like to meet with other coaches. Let's start there. In terms of small business owners, if you're an owner that can come to a meeting, take off your armor and say, I don't know what to do here. I don't know where to start. I don't know where B is to go from A to B. That's who I want. If you know an owner that still is using a Gmail address, but they have their own domain, that's who I want. Or they don't have a TM next to their name. They don't understand what a TM is. That's who I want. So owners that have these wonderful minds and energy, but they just can't seem to get themselves to that next place. Or owners on the other end that want to exit and maybe hand it off to their kids, but we got to get them out of the way. We have ways of doing that too. So the short answer is owners. That's who I want to be. Founding owners are my favorite.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Chris. Listen, it was a pleasure to have you on Podcasting Your Global Career. You're off to an amazing adventure. I can see and tell just by your demeanor, everything about where you are, what you've built. I think it's fabulous. I just want to wish all of God's blessings on you, your career, your business moving forward.
So good seeing you again. Thank you for reaching out. This was fun. Thank you.
Hey, if you guys like what's going on here, please leave a great review in the Apple Podcasts. I've left a simple review process in the show notes, and we'd really appreciate it. And also, don't be shy. Forward this to your best friend because you know they need it. Hey, if you need some coaching, hit up the link in the show notes. It's calendly.com/Dharmic. And you can take a little chance with me, and I'll get you on your way. That's a wrap for me today. I'm your host, James Kevin O'Connor. So until the next time when we meet again, I'll either see you on the socials or I'll see you from the stage. Ride on, baby, won't you take a ride with me? Ride on, we can untangle all the mystery. If wishes were windows, I'd open one and find that freedom is really a simple state of mind. So ride on, baby, won't you take a ride with me? Ride on, we can untangle all the mystery. Ride on, baby, you and I can find the key. Ride on, we can unlock each other's destiny. I taste the breeze of freedom, it's tingling. tongue. You and I out on the road will stay forever young. We'll stay forever young. So ride on, baby, won't you take a ride with me? Ride on, we can untangle all the mystery. Ride on, baby, you and I can find the key. Ride on, we can unlock each other's destiny. I'll take you places that you've never seen. I'll take you places that you never dreamed. I'll take you places that were pictures in your mind. I'll take you places beyond the reach of time. So ride on, baby, won't you take a ride with me? Ride on, we can untangle all the mystery. Ride on, baby, you and I can find the key. Ride on, we can unlock each other's destiny. So won't you take a ride with me?